Ever wondered why the smallest gestures often leave the most significant impressions in relationships? This concept, although seemingly simple, has a profound depth that is often left unexplored. The key to unlocking its mystery lies nestled in the intricate workings of the human mind and heart, more specifically, within the enigmatic realm of relationships. Many theories and suppositions attempt to unravel this, and one common thread that emerges is the incomparable power of detail. Detail, as we know it, often gets overlooked in our fast-paced lives. It's easy to lose sight amidst the grandeur of big events, the brightness of significant occurrences. However, pay some attention, and you'll find that the charm of life often flutters in these overlooked details. This is particularly true when it comes to igniting pleasure in a woman. There is a delicate art in understanding a woman's pleasure, an art that transcends the physical and enters the realm of the emotional and psychological. The emotional landscape of a woman is a rich tapestry woven with threads of passion, vulnerability, strength, and a deep-seated desire to be valued. And it is in this landscape that thoughtful gestures can make the most profound impact. Firstly, let's explore the concept of thoughtful gestures. Gestures in this context are more than just physical acts. They are reflective of a person's empathy, understanding, and recognition of another's efforts. When translated into actions, these gestures can range from grand, sweeping displays of affection to quiet, subtle moments of kindness. However, the impact they leave on a woman's emotional landscape is far from subtle. Imagine a scenario. A man, after a long, exhausting day, comes home. His mind might be filled with the remnants of his professional frustrations, his body weary from the day's exertions. Amidst all the noise, he notices his partner, engrossed in preparing dinner. She too has had an equally long day. Her shoulders sag a little with the weight of her daily struggles. Her eyes hint at tiredness. Yet, she perseveres, putting their shared life before her fatigue. Instead of retreating into his world, the man steps into hers. He sees her, truly sees her. In a world that often takes women for granted, his gaze is a precious gift. He doesn't just see a woman making dinner, he sees a woman he loves, putting in effort for their shared life. Without uttering a single word, he steps up, gently takes over the task, signaling that he is there, that he cares, that he values her effort. He sends her off to relax, a small act that reverberates within the boundaries of their relationship. Not just about taking over a mundane chore, it's about sharing the load, acknowledging her struggles, and appreciating her efforts. Such a small act of kindness, yet it speaks volumes about his recognition and appreciation of her efforts. It sends a message, clear as crystal, that he is not just a passive observer in their relationship, but an active participant. He cares, he understands, and he appreciates. It's the attention to these small details that can create a ripple effect in the woman's emotional landscape, resonating with her desires and needs, thereby igniting a sense of profound pleasure within her. Details are often the silent heroes of relationships, wielding a power that is far greater than their size. They stand testament to the thought, care, and love invested in a relationship, sculpting the shared narrative and leaving a lasting imprint on the hearts involved. In conclusion, the smallest gestures often leave the most significant impressions in relationships because they tap into the power of detail. They speak a language that communicates love, appreciation, and respect, often louder than words ever can. Whether it's a lingering glance, a comforting touch, a shared laugh, or taking task, these gestures embody love in its most sincere form. They make a woman feel seen, valued, and loved, igniting a sense of pleasure that runs deep and resonates within the core of her being. It's the attention to these small details that can create a ripple effect of pleasure for her. So, the next time you wonder about the power of small gestures, remember this. It's not about the size of the act, but the magnitude of its impact. It's not about what is done, but how it's done. And most importantly, why it's done. And that, dear listener, is the profound power of detail in relationships. Secondly, let's delve deeper into the critical aspect of active listening. Active listening involves more than just hearing the words that others are saying. It's about truly understanding the essence of those words and the emotions that are wrapped within them. It's about comprehending someone's desires and preferences, not by assuming, guessing, or mind reading, but by astutely observing every detail, every nuance, every gesture. Take, for instance, a woman you're trying to understand and connect with at a deeper level. When you're with her, it's about more than just hearing her speak or watching her move. It's about paying meticulous attention to her words, her body language, her facial expressions, and her tone. It's about noticing the sparkle in her eyes when she talks about something she loves or the soft sigh she makes when she's moved. It's about catching the fleeting moments of silence that say more than words ever could, and the unspoken dreams that lurk in the corners of her smiles. Moreover, active listening is not just about understanding what she's saying, but also about deciphering what she's not saying. Often, the most profound feelings and desires are left unexpressed, hidden behind the veil of subtlety. These powerful feelings can be observed in the warmth of her laughter, the passion in her silence, and the twinkle in her eyes. For instance, she might never verbalize her love for sunsets, but the way her eyes light up at the sight of the evening sky reveals her profound affection. This is where you, as someone who cherishes her, can step in. By recognizing her nonverbal cues and responding to them, you can take your relationship to new heights. Maybe you could surprise her with a spontaneous sunset picnic. A gesture like this, born out of your observation and understanding of her, can enhance her joy and surprise in ways you might never have imagined before. Recognizing this, and perhaps surprising her with a spontaneous sunset picnic, can heighten her pleasure in ways you might never have imagined. Spontaneity and surprise. These elements are the lifeblood of passion. They are the pulse that quickens the heart, the spark that ignites the flame. They are the unexpected moments that create a symphony of joy in the monotony of life. They are the sudden detours that break the wheel of routine, ushering in an awe-inducing sense of novelty. They are the waves of freshness that wash over your bond, revitalizing it, nurturing it, and making it bloom. A surprise doesn't have to be an elaborate, meticulously event. It doesn't need to involve grand gestures or ostentatious displays. It can be distilled into the smallest of actions, the minutest of details. It can be as simple as leaving a sweet, handwritten note tucked into the folds of her bag, a tangible token of your affection that she stumbles upon unexpectedly. It can be as uncomplicated as playing her favorite song on the radio, the familiar melody washing over her and weaving a cocoon of warmth and love around her. Or it could be as straightforward as waking up a little earlier to prepare a special breakfast on an otherwise mundane Wednesday. The enticing aroma wafting through the house, the intricate spread on the breakfast table, smiling face. These are the simple, yet profound expressions of your thoughtfulness. They are the unexpected gestures that infuse her life with excitement, making the ordinary extraordinary, and adding a dash of magic to her everyday existence. These unexpected gestures demonstrate your thoughtfulness and add excitement to her everyday life. Now ponder over the power of small, significant deeds that have the potential to bring joy to her life. There's an inherent beauty in these understated acts of love. After all, it's not the grandeur of the action but the emotions embedded within it which truly matter. A single, carefully picked rose from a garden might seem trivial, but when offered with genuine warmth and love, it can hold more value than the most lavish bouquet money can buy. So reflect upon it. A simple bouquet purchased from a store can be beautiful indeed, but would it ever be able to match the sentimental value of a lone rose, hand-picked from a lush garden? The latter time, effort and thought someone has put into a seemingly insignificant act of affection. It signifies meaningfulness, love, and the importance of the recipient in the giver's life. Moreover, consider the impact of a heartfelt compliment. Your words have the power to uplift her spirits, to make her feel special, valued, and loved. A sincere compliment about her smile not only acknowledges her physical beauty, but also the happiness she brings to you and the world. It's not just a compliment, it's an acknowledgement of her influence in your life. Remember, an expensive gift might bring temporary joy, but the joy derived from a sincere compliment lasts long after the gift is forgotten. It can turn an ordinary day into an extraordinary one, filling it with warmth, love, and happiness. Such seemingly small details bundled with genuine emotions can trigger her happiness in ways you might not be able to fathom. It's these little things that make the big differences, that can carve a place in her heart, that can ignite her pleasure in profound ways. In conclusion, the significance of small details in relationships is immense. These seemingly insignificant aspects are the ones that add up to paint the beautiful canvas of companionship. Take a moment to think about the meticulous gestures of affection. They do not just exhibit love, they echo the genuine understanding of your partner's needs and desires. The art of active listening, for example, is a crucial ingredient of healthy relationships. It enables responses that are empathetic and resonate with your partner's emotional landscape. Moreover, Understanding her desires is not merely about knowing them, it's about making strides towards fulfilling them. This could be as simple as making her favorite cup of coffee, or as big as surprising her with a trip to her dream destination. Every effort counts. Every surprise infuses a new thrill into the bond. Furthermore, infusing spontaneity and surprise into your relationship can be the spice that keeps it vibrant and exciting. Unplanned moments of joy, surprise visits, spontaneous trips, or even a sudden change in plans can trigger a sense of adventure and ignite passion. In essence, the subtleties of actions and emotions are the real game changers in relationships. These are the elements that forge a bond beyond the ordinary and create a story of love that's unique and personal. The magic truly lies in the details, in the smallest of things that evoke the biggest emotions. So, the next time you find yourself in a moment with her, remember, it's the small details that matter the most.